Welcome, everybody, to today's episode. I'm Tony Javier, your host. I'm here today with Lauren Hardy, who is the #1 virtual wholesaling coach in the U.S., and she's doing something pretty cool with plugging a marketing method into her markets that really not a lot, if any, are really doing in most markets. So we're going to talk about that today. Lauren, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for jumping on with us today.
Yeah, good to be on today.
Yeah. So exciting stuff. You just shared your results for the first month on the marketing channel that most people don't know about, and that is TV, right? So you guys know, if you've heard some of the previous episodes, I've talked about TV quite a bit. We have a lot of people throughout the country that are jumping on TV, and we just love sharing the results with you guys and actual real people that are doing it and hearing it directly from them. So Lauren, a lot of people know who you are. You host a lot of the Wholesaling Inc podcast. You're top virtual wholesaling coach. You do a lot of this stuff throughout the country, teach a lot of people. So I'm glad that you jumped on this because this is something I think can really help not only you but all the students that you're teaching as well. So tell us how things are going. Like, how do you feel like your first 30 days went on TV?
Oh my gosh, the first 30 days on TV, I feel like we crushed it. I was thinking I would maybe get 35 leads at most. We got 107 leads just in our first 30 days. So pretty crazy. And, I like to say that today's leads is 90 days from today's deals closed, right? There's a conversion time. So if we're talking about where, we are today as far as what's in our pipeline, I'm looking back at June, and at the time of shooting, this is August. So we're just hitting that 90 days. So I should start getting paid. So from June's leads, we had 107 contracts. We got 10 of the contracts. We got 10 contracts from there. I'm sorry, 107 leads. We got 10 contracts. So one out of every 10 leads was a contract, which is amazing. We have deals that are closing so far on the board. We're still working on assigning and selling those other contracts, but so far we have $36,000 on the board that should be closing in the next week or two. And those are from TV ads. So if you just talk June's numbers, we 5x'd our return from just what we've spent, the ad spend in June, to what is on the board right now, which is attributed to June, their June leads. We 5x the return. And I mean, you said, I remember thinking, like, I think you had said your first 6 months, maybe you might 4x. It's really, this is the first month result. So pretty crazy.
Yeah, I tell people if they get even 2 to 3x in the first 6 months, that's good because you're just getting the commercial out there. People are seeing you, they're seeing your brand for the first time and all of that. But we do have quite a few clients, a very high percentage that out of the gate within 30 to 60 days are doing, 5, 10, even up to 20x on their money. So I'm pretty ecstatic at all the results that our clients are getting. A lot of it's just because of the competition. There's just not much, if any, competition in most markets, right? So you gave us 30-day results, 107 leads in the first month, about a $7,000 ad spend. Tell us how this compares to other marketing, because you've done other marketing. You've tried, probably a lot of the things out there that are working for a lot of people. How does this compare with some of the other marketing you're doing?
I mean, it's amazing. The thing is about, I love anything that is inbound, meaning that the customer is calling you because they already have that need and they had the thought of selling their home already on their mind. So I love inbound marketing because they're calling you. So there's, there's already this, like, we're not so desperate. We're not in that needy, desperate situation where when we're doing outbound marketing, like methods like cold calling and texting, which I still do, okay, but when you're doing outbound, you're kind of coming from a place of like, you're bothering them. You would get that response, well, you texted me, well, you called me, and it's just night and day talking to the different seller avatar. The inbound seller is a little bit nicer. They want to talk to you because they really do have a need. So, I mean, all day long, I prefer inbound. The TV customer is usually pretty motivated. If they saw my ad and they actually took the time to write the phone number down, they're pretty motivated. And the TV slots, I mean, the time slots that you guys hook us up with, I would have never thought of that and even known how to get on it, or get on TV, wouldn't know. But you guys just pick it right. You've got our avatar, our customer in mind. What shows are they watching? And our customer, they watch daytime television. So it's a slam dunk marketing method.
Yeah, fantastic. How much time did it take for you to get things set up? So, we do the ad buying and production, all that kind of stuff. I'm curious how much time you spent actually getting your part of it set up.
Not much time at all. I think, you and I chatted. You did have a course that helps explain TV and how it works. I busted through it in a morning, and I connected our phone numbers later that day. So honestly, it was like a day. You guys did everything else. I just had a day that I had to dedicate to the campaign, which is the easiest campaign to date I've ever done.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. And now your students are starting to jump on board as well, because I think one of your students jumped on board before you knew about it. Then you jumped on board, and few other students have jumped on board as well. I know we have at least 2, maybe 3 students that are doing really well with it. So this is something that people are plugging, and I think all of them are doing virtual too, just like you. So you're in California, but you're investing across the country. Um, so yeah, this is something that I'm looking forward to potentially. Are you going to plan on doing other markets with TV as well once you get things set up a little bit more in your current market?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so I really gambled with the market I chose. I could have, just chose the market that I'm super comfortable in and have been in for probably 3 years. But instead I thought, you know what? No, that would be too easy. Instead, I'm going to just pick a completely different market that I've only done maybe 3 deals in and see how it goes. But I had reasons for it. I chose a market that I knew was less competitive. So I just knew my TV ads would go farther. So I am very tempted to start this up in different markets. In fact, we've been talking a little bit off air about which ones I want to do next. It's hard because I'm in 4 different markets. So it's kind of hard. It's like, well, let's just do all of them. But, there's that element of like, okay, wait, hold on. Like, do I have enough people to fulfill all those leads that I'm going to get? So I need to make sure I'm set up.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing. I mean, you're someone that just goes for it and figures it out. But the first month, you really weren't 100% set up to take all of these leads. So some of the leads, I think you said maybe fell through the cracks a little bit, or maybe just you didn't do some of the deals that maybe you could have had you been more set up, right?
Mhm.
So these numbers you're giving are numbers that are a newer market for you. So tell us what you learned about that, because they're going to be some people that, I mean, not only going to doing TV in new markets, but are just doing stuff in new markets. What are some lessons that you could share with people that are going to launch TV or a new marketing method in any given market?
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit, Chris. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah. So you launched TV in your market for the first time, and you're just new in that market. So your processes and systems and things were maybe set up as your other markets, and maybe there were some deals that either you could have done more profit in, as well as could have maybe done some deals that maybe fell through, right? So these numbers, your 5x could have been more, right, from what you said. So tell us what you learned from the first couple months in a new market with a new marketing channel like this, just to give an idea of what some people could expect, whether they do TV or any other marketing channel kind of going into a new market.
Yeah. So when you're in a new market, I mean, I have a ton of experience because I am virtual. I've been new to a market, I think 6 different times in my career. I'm in 4 markets currently. So like that tells you I've jumped around before. And then I've had over 320 students in my virtual program. So I know all about, struggles of picking up and going to a different market that's not your backyard. And I always like to just give kind of the real quick advice that you guys can take away from you. The first thing that we did in this territory was we found someone to partner with. I made a bunch of calls one morning. Who do you know in this territory that's crushing deals? And then I got on the phone with them and I said, listen, this is what we're about. We've got awesome marketing methods. We're not even competing with you. I guarantee you're not doing this one. But I'm going to bring you some deals And if you can close them, let's split them 60-40 so I can pay my marketing budget a little bit. And of course, everybody said, yeah, all you have to do is send this to your buyers list. That's it. You just have to close it and make money. They, of course, obliged. And so that right there cuts your learning curve. If I tried to do that on my own, I would not be at 36,000. I think I'd be much, much less. So find a partner. Don't even bother trying to do it on your own in a new market. Every market has different nuances. So Tony, you and I, offline at one point, we're reviewing the contracts that we got in. And I said, hey, do you have any ideas? Is this like, is there any other thing that I can do, with these deals? I just want to make sure like we've, tried everything to move them before we let them go. And, what we learned from it was just we were offering a little too high. So we were tying things under contract like a little bit too liberally. Next time, we're going to offer a little bit low. We learned in this territory, the houses are in really poor shape because they're much older than what we're used to. So we made sure like now, from July to now, we are, we're making lower offers from the start and not tying up quite as much. So, it's definitely a learning curve. So the number one thing I would say is just get a partner in that area. That's the best advice.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well, I appreciate you jumping on the TV train. I know when you jumped on, we actually hadn't known each other that long, so you took the leap of faith with me, and I'm glad you did. I'm glad you're getting results right away. So anytime someone trusts me with their time and their money, I take it seriously, and I'm glad that you're happy. And is there anything else you can share about TV that anybody you think should know that's thinking about potentially doing TV in their market?
I was really like a little skeptical, even though like there was something in me that believed in TV, because when you told me that this is what you do, I was like, I've always wanted to try that. So it's like, I knew that it would work, but I'm not going to lie, like after like, right, like you took my credit card payment, there was like a moment of like, God, I hope I made the right decision. I just was not thinking I would get that many leads. I was amazed at how many leads came in. Like I was really, really skeptical on that. So honestly, like have some faith, like just have faith. I know it's a little bit scary, but it definitely paid off. I mean, you're going to get your money back at the very least you will, if you know how to close deals. But the best case scenario is you do way more deals than you ever had or would have. So.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thanks again, Lauren. Appreciate your time. And thanks for also bringing this to your students, because obviously those are your students, your thing that you do. So trust in me to also serve some of your students has been awesome as well. So thanks again, and we'll talk to you next time.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to today's show. If you want to learn how to get on TV in your market, build a ton of credibility, and 10x what you're doing right now, go to realestatemasterstv.com/Tony. Again, realestatemasterstv.com/Tony. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening. Now go to www.remcommunity.com to connect with today's guest, see our high-level masterminds, and to get free resources. Don't forget to share this with a friend and leave us a 5-star review. We'll see you on the next episode.